me, clap once. Hear me, clap twice. All right, if you can hear me, clap 7 times. All right, one other thing that I want to know about this presentation is that every time that I say get it, you guys say got it. Get it?
Got it.
There we go. All right, so first I want to introduce to you guys the problem. Ultimately, in South Dakota, we're having troubles right now. I'll just say it nicely. We're ranked 50th out of 50 states in teen driving safety. So we're last. That's just a simple, we're last. On the left, you can see a graph about the percentage of teen accidents that resulted in death. Currently, Wyoming and Montana are first and second.
Woo!
That's a good thing.
We have a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, there you have room for improvement. There you go. But currently, about 1/3 of accidents that are in Montana or Wyoming result in death. South Dakota's up there, they're at 28%. The national average is only 18.8%, so we're well above the national average. Right now, currently, Utah is the, yeah, there you go. You guys are the safest state for teen drivers. You guys only have 1 out of every 10 accidents resulting in death, which is really good. The one thing I believe that texting while driving has is that affects the percentage of deadly teen accidents is how much the texting while driving citation is. For example, Wyoming only has a $75 texting while driving citation, and their percentage is the highest. Then Utah has a $750 texting while driving citation, and they're the safest. Currently in South Dakota, we are a secondary offense citation, meaning that we cannot pull somebody over for specifically texting while driving. We have to pull them over for another reason and then add on the texting while driving citation. So for instance, if you're caught speeding and the policeman has the suspicion that you were using your cell phone, then they could charge you with texting while driving, but no other way. So that's ultimately the current situation in South Dakota right now. So next is my advocacy plan. In the community, we have done the docudrama, which is a really cool project. I really like the docudrama. It's a simulated car crash. We bring in 2 junked cars, make it look like they crashed. We put people from different social groups into the cars. For instance, we had a debater in the car, we had a football player, we had someone that does drama, like people from all different social groups to really impact you and realize that this can happen to anybody. The docudrama reached ultimately 2,000 people in my community. We have 900 high school students, and then 1,100 people from out of the community were impacted by it. We also had press releases. We sent out information on the docudrama specifically, and also the projects for next week in my chapter. For press releases, we have 6,000 subscribers to our local newspaper and 80,000 radio listeners to Brookings Radio. This is really impactful because it can reach people that aren't able to see the projects directly, but they can still be influenced by them. Also, we have a PSA video that we created from the docudrama. It's kind of like the AT&T It Can Wait campaign videos. Shows a statistic and footage from the docudrama. And we show this during Dear Time at my high school, and we show it to community presentations as well. So onto the state level, I'll be advocating for 3 different levels. The next one's state. I'll be giving a legislative address in January when South Dakota Congress comes back in session. I'll be there. I'll present a speech similar to what I'm doing here, and we will be advocating for stronger texting while driving citations, for instance, making it a primary offense instead of a secondary one. And I'll also be doing community presentations, for instance, as a lot of you guys will be doing for sending you to Capitol Leadership to your school board. I'll be doing the same thing for texting and driving. And then on the national level, I'll be presenting a workshop at Cluster Meeting. Who's going to Arkansas? Yeah. All right, make sure you come to my workshop in Arkansas. It is Saturday afternoon, I believe. And there we'll be talking about how to empower you guys to make your own advocacy plans and do this all in your own community. I'm also a national peer mentor for the National Organizations for Youth Safety. I work with youth teams from across the country to create their own advocacy plans in their states. Actually, I'll be flying back into D.C. on Saturday for our Distracted Driving Summit, so I'll be home for like 2 days, and then I'll come back, which is really awesome because D.C.'s awesome, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. But at the National Organizations for Youth Safety Distracted Driving Summit, I'll be there presenting on my advocacy plan again, and also how to empower others to do their advocacy plans. And yesterday at the Capitol Hill visits, we also discussed traffic safety. Get it?
Got it.
There we go. Oops. Okay, so now I want to empower you guys to make your own advocacy plans in your town. FCCLA and responsibility.org coincide really well. Responsibility.org focuses on making wise, healthy decisions, which ties into families acting for community traffic safety. Ultimately, by using the 4 units of the program, the 5 units of the program, we can empower youth today. My goal is to reach 35,244 people directly. You guys might think that's like a random number. That's the number of people that were killed by distracted driving accidents in the year 2012 after the last survey was done. The docudrama reached 2,000 community members via press releases and also the event itself. And then the press releases had 6,000 viewers in the newspaper and 80,000 listeners on the radio. The Noise Summit has ultimately 200 attendees and 10,000 live streamers. So next Monday, if you guys have a free period in your school, I encourage you to go to noise.org and watch the summit live. And also on social media, I want you guys to keep up with what we're doing. My personal is on the bottom, I'll be posting it there, but also like the South Dakota FCCLA Facebook page and the Brookings FCCLA chapter Facebook page to keep up with what we're doing and how you can implement it in your own community. Okay, so the main gist of my presentation is to reach 421,000 people indirectly. So that means that you guys go home and do an advocacy plan in your own town. Since I talked to you guys and you guys advocated in your town, I indirectly helped with your advocacy plan. 421,000, that's like another random number, right? But it's not. That's how many teens were injured in 2012 by distracted driving. So one thing that I feel like one of the problems with texting while driving is that it does not have a negative stereotype. For instance, drinking and driving, that has been going on since the 80s, and now a lot of people know that it's not okay to drink and drive. However, texting while driving does not have the same implications. People believe that texting while driving is something that's okay because in this technological age, we're on our phones all the time, so what's the difference if you're in a car doing it? So by empowering you guys to go home to your communities and do advocacy projects on your own, then you can help shape the stereotype that texting while driving is not okay. Get it?
Got it.
All right, thank you for listening.